Welcome to another episode of Sim Racing Stewards. User asks, is the other guy a bad driver? So this is our Rouge on the good old F1s. They go up there and this happens. So you kind of know what this goes from, what goes from there, and the other guys goes and this one stays. So this is clear bad driving on the other guy. This guy was the POV guy was just doing the Rouge like normal, and the other guy just comes from the left and just slams to the right. This is just not how it should work when you race door to door, quote unquote door to door. When you are racing door to door, you need to be aware of the other people around you. The other guy seemed to be just hot lapping and didn't care if there was someone else there. So the other guy just was bad driving that day, or a bad driver in general, if he does this as a system. User asks who's at fault. He asks if they are blocking or overly aggressive. So our quote-unquote victim here, it's the blue guy, and they are going on the Nordschleife. There's no audio apparently, but that's fine. So blue goes, and the problem starts here already. You see white goes right, goes left, goes right, and a huge mess ensues. So here, well, he says he has a huge crash at the end. Let's see if that's true. So left, right. This is a overblock. That's just how it happens, and then he just goes as a big mess in the back, and well, you know where this goes. So yeah, white here, so fine. White is here. He goes right, that's fine. He goes left, he does his move, and then he goes right again. So this is a left-right situation, and I always say this, and I'll keep saying it over and over again, which is you are entitled to one defensive move. If you go to a second defensive move, you are already illegal. You are doing something you should not do. So he went left, fine. You are all entitled to that defensive move. It's fine. But then when you go right again, now you're not entitled to that. Just putting everybody in danger, and that's exactly what happened. This was not a heavy braking zone, which makes it a little bit slightly less wrong, but still very, very wrong, because you caused a mess to the blue driver, and you caused a mess to everybody who's behind you. So when you are defending, you are not entitled to two defensive moves. You are entitled to one defensive move. Do your move, stick with there, and just deal with the consequences. You can take him out. You can not take him out. You can overtake again more further down the road. You are overtaken. That's just life. You can take it back later on. Don't do two defensive moves. The question is, on iRacing in Formula Ford, who's at fault here? Really simple question with a really simple answer. It's a red one. User asks, why is the green car saying he's going to report me? So they're going just down the straight and they turn right. The green, well, brakes late and overtakes the white guy before the corner. And he was a little bit too hot. Green was too hot, but he just moved out of the way. And this happens. Okay, so white is going down, green tries, green fails. The white does the Caesar moves, and then he just kind of misses the acceleration point. He skids there's wheel spin, and then green hits him from behind, and damage occurs. One loses the back wing, the other loses the front wing, and this happens. So this is just a racing incident. I don't see any bad intent on either. So here, green overshots this, white overtakes him, he misses the acceleration point and just wheel spins, and green hits him from behind, and at the end they just rub-a-dub-a-dub down the line. I mean, is this reportable? Not really. Neither of you were in great plan. They don't look. Neither of you looks great on this. But it's just a racing incident. You can report. Maybe these stewards can just tie break this. But I don't see any bad intent on either. everybody does boo-boos. You both did a boo-boo. One just overshot the breaking point. The other one just tried to go straight on his back. Man, at this point here, why did green accelerate into your back when you had all the track? Because I know why. Because he was looking for the apex. So there were many ways to avoid this, and neither of you was in very good in very good standing. So neither of you was excellent on this. So just register for the next race and carry on. Is the red car to blame? Let's see. So red car just going down the Lodge Larfer, minding his own business. And is the red car the one to blame? No. The other guy just need to be aware of his surroundings. Is the POV to blame? So this guy, the Martini livery guy, asks who's at fault. And here, there's a bit of netcode, but clearly this guy shouldn't be doing this. He had all the freaking track on his left. Why he closed the door on yellow? Especially because clearly Martini guy missed, got wheel spin, lost time, and was way too eager to close the door on yellow. He had all the track to his left. Why did you go right? Don't do this again, Martini guy. User asks who's at fault. I'll let you decide. Maybe I will let you decide, but tell me, why is the blue one? Yeah, blue did the boo-boo. Did the BMW had bad intent? So this Mercedes is our victim here. And just watch what happens. Boom, there comes the yellow BMW, just causing chaos. So this is the perspective of the BMW. Check the brake lights. Here he brakes. The front guy in front just spins out. See, so the guy in front is not a problem. And now he just brakes for the accident. And of course, this is way too late. Takes out the Merc and causes even more chaos. So let's watch this again just one more time. So the guy in front spins. He just taps the curb way too much. Goes to the grass and bye-bye. And it just brakes at this point. So I don't see any bad intent on the BMW. I understand the Merc's frustration. I've been there. But the BM was just dealing with the car in front. He was not looking further down the line beyond that. And it just broke too late. Reportable? No, not at all. It's just a big mess. Everybody's just going really fast at this point. And it broke too late. And it happens. This is not something you should report. It's just you are just losing time to the stewards. BM should be more careful next time, yeah. But just breathe in, breathe out, register to the next race, and just go from there. Let me bring you here a Le Mans ultimate situation. So this is Fuji, if not mistaken. This is Fuji, wet track, and the Porsche asks who acts wrongly here. So Porsche goes left. He kind of goes wide. He kind of sees the Mustang there, and the Mustang does this, and this Mustang would never ever make this corner in time. It was guaranteed for him to go straight. And if you look at the brake lights, he's still braking at this point. So if he's still braking at this point, he was never going to turn left. He was going straight for sure. And that's what happens. He goes straight and taps the Porsche and ends his race. So if you watch the cockpit view, he tries his best, and he was never going to turn left. He would for sure go straight, especially because he was braking at this point. So at this, what do I say? I don't see any bad intent. I don't see the Ford doing this as with bad intent. I don't see the Ford doing this with bad intention. He just was way too optimistic. He tried way too hard to make this dive bomb work and just understeered like hell. So no bad intent by the Ford. He was the one getting on the short end of the straw. He ended his race, well, not ended completely, but went back on the back of the grid. So he did bad, but he paid his own consequences. So no harm doing, but he kind of had to deal with his own bad decision. It happens. It was raining. People are competitive. The adrenaline is high. It just happens. Just next time, Think a little bit more about your decisions, and you should be okay. User asks, is this protestable? Should you protest this? GRD6 at Imola. I know how this feels. Anyways, this car, pay attention to this car here. There are two situations, main situations. He does a very not badly executed dive. Well done. They go side to side, and this guy here takes the sausage. I think this is either called the sausage or the sleeping policeman. I think he's sleeping policeman. He goes there. He aims to the apex. He kind of squeezes Purple. Purple has nowhere to go. Purple needs to squeeze a little bit himself. Door to door. That's fine. They go through the apex. And this guy here on the left understeers. And because he probably accelerated way too soon. He understeers, goes to the gravel. He kind of controls the car and takes out the other car, Purple. And third place kind of takes the win probably. Well, is there very bad intent in any guy? No, he understeers here. He accelerates way too soon, and he tries to rejoin. And you could make the idea. You can actually say this was an unsafe rejoin. So this was an unsafe rejoin by this guy here. Yes, totally was. He was just not taking into consideration the other guys and just wanted to go back to the track as fast as possible. So was that an unsafe rejoin? Totally yes. He was not taking into consideration people who was already on the track. Yes, it was an unsafe rejoin. Protestable? Yes, you can protest this, but I don't see any bad intent from this guy. iRacing will just give him a slap on the wrist, and rightly so. He's going to say, please don't do this again, and things will just go on. Protestable? Yes. Should you protest? That's up to you. There is not going to be any punishment or any big punishment to that guy. He didn't have any special bad intent. It was just a little bit of incompetence. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, and comment. Stay tuned for the next episode of Sim Racing Stewards.